Hello, hooligans, and welcome back to another carb rant. I talked a little bit a few days ago about why being fat adapted, one doesn't really mean what we think it means, and also isn't as effective as some people think it is. For most of us, for most times. So now let's talk a little bit about how to take in the carbs. So, I kind of think about it in two different ways. One is, kind of what are you doing on a daily basis? And then two, how are you fueling exercise itself? So there's a couple different metrics here. One is that for your daily intake, most people who are training, call it 10 hours a week, probably need to be taking in somewhere on the order of 5 grams of carbohydrate per kilogram of body weight. And if you're training a lot, more like 20 hours a week, then you probably need to be taking in more like 8 to 10 grams of carbohydrate per kilogram of body weight. And then if it's the week leading up to a race, that might go up to more like 12. So lots. Yeah, do the math on that one. It's a lot. But for most of us, trying to get up to and stay above 5 on a daily basis is going to be a big deal. It's going to be difficult and also rewarding. As far as exercise goes, the general rules are if you're doing a training session below 90 minutes, you probably don't need to fuel. If you're doing a pretty high intensity 90 minutes, you might want a gel somewhere in the middle. If you're doing 2 hours plus, personally, if I'm doing 2 hours plus at a fairly low intensity, I'm trying to take in 50 or 60 grams of carbohydrate an hour. And if I am doing anything remotely high intensity, I'm trying for more like 90 grams of carbohydrate per hour. And this does a couple things. When you're training really regularly, those carbohydrates are going to fuel your training right now, but they are also going to fuel your recovery. And one of the most important things that we know from a lot of carbohydrate studies is that if you don't fuel your exercise well and you come out of that exercise totally tanked, your recovery is going to be slower and it's going to not be as effective and blah, blah, blah. So carb up, outside of training, inside of training, and go fast. Have a good day.